Hello, my name is Enrico. I want reading practice test 1. Australian export percentage to 4 countries 1990 to 2012. The line graph illustrates the percentage of Australian export to 4 countries: Japan, the US, China, and India over a 22 years period from 1990 to 2012. In 1990, Japan was Australia's leading export destination, accounting for approximately 27% of exports, followed by the US at 12%. China and India represent significantly smaller proportion at about 2% and 1% respectively. Over the next decade, Japan's share declined steadily to roughly 19 by 2000, while the US experienced slight fluctuation, initially decreasing to 9% in 1995 before rising to 12% in 2000. During this same period, China export percent increased gradually to 5%, while India's share remained relatively stable at around 2%. The most dramatic change occurred between 2000 and 2012, with China's percent rising dramatically from 5% to nearly 30%, overtaking Japan as Australia's primary export market. Conversely, both Japan and the US saw their shares decrease, with Japan falling to about 18 and the US dropping to approximately 6% by 2012. India's percentage grew modestly to around 7% by 2012. Overall, the graph reveals a significant shift in Australia's export pattern, with China emerging as the dominant export destination, while traditional markets like Japan and the US experience considerable declines in their relative importance. Text 2. Moving away forward, advantage and disadvantage. In today's globalized economy, people increasingly relocate for employment opportunities, often leaving behind family members and social connections. This phenomenon raises important questions about whether and benefit of such mobility outweigh its drawback. After careful consideration, I believe that while this trend offers significant advantages, the disadvantages often have a profound impact on individuals and communities. On one hand, relocating for work presents several clear benefits. First, geographical mobility expands career opportunities, allowing individuals to secure positions that better match their qualification and career aspiration. For example, a software engineer from a small town might find vastly more opportunities in technology hubs like Silicon Valley or Bangalore. Second, such moves often lead to higher salaries and improved living standards, particularly when relocating from developing to developed regions. Third, exposure to new cultures and environment foster personal growth, adaptability, and broader perspective that might remain undeveloped in familiar surroundings. However, the social and emotional costs of such mobility are substantial. The separation from family and friends can lead to loneliness, desperation, and diminished support network during challenging times. This is particularly evident among migrants who move to countries with different languages and cultures, where building new connections proves especially difficult. In conclusion, while relocating for employment offer tangible economic and career benefit, this advantage must be weighed against significant social and emotional costs. Rather than viewing this as a binary cost, societies should work toward creating more distributed economic opportunities and supporting those who must relocate through policies that facilitate family reunification and community building. And ultimately, the best outcome will be an environment where relocation become a choice rather than a necessity. Thank you.